What's happening? It's time for another Accountability Success Circle Quickie.
Quickie.
This is number 63. We're talking about how to prep your home for the new year. So, post in the comments whether you're watching hashtag live or hashtag replay. And we're going to get started in just a moment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello!
Woohoo!
All right.
We did it.
What's happening, everybody? Awesome. Hi. How you doing, April?
I'm good. How are you, Gary?
I'm doing amazing. It is December.
I know.
Just a few weeks away for the end of 2021, about to start 2022, and yeah, it's a blur. So that's why I am super excited about today's theme, because if this is the first time you're watching, we are the success pros here at the Accountability Success Circle.
Woot woot.
And in our community, every month we have a different theme to guide us, an intention, if you will. And this month's theme is home. And yes, and so as a way to honor that and give you some bite-sized tips to help you, do what you like, what you like, have fun, and get stuff done. We're going to be talking about how to set up your home, so that you can be successful in 2022.
Nice. Let's kick it off. Yeah, I'm ready.
Yes. All right. So the first one, I'm just going to kick that one off, is all about energy. If you want to be successful, whatever success means for you in 2022, you have to really look at, what is the energy that you want to channel? What is the current energy? What's the current vibe? In the coaching world, we always talk about how the environment always wins. And, energy is contagious. So if your goal is, for example, my goal, is all about really, being more healthy, continuing to be active. And if the current vibe energy of my space is not conducive to that, I can have all the sort of hope in the world that this is going to happen. You're going to start to conform to that. So it's important to do an audit, do a scan, especially with, COVID and having, a number of people, myself included, transforming from working in a location to working at home. In the beginning, we probably just sort of we got to just make this happen. Now that we have a little bit of breathing room, and especially if you plan on being in that space, time to sort of do an audit, do a check. Is this the space where you're spending a lot of time? Does that give you the vibe that's going to help you be the most productive, to be the most creative? And if not, how can you make that shift? So that's the first thing. Before we get into anything else that's practical, you need to understand, what are you working with? So, April, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, so admittedly, you probably, if you go back and maybe don't do this, but go look back at some of the videos that we've done in the weeks past, there was a lot of chaos back behind. It still looks like a little bit of chaos, but I'm actually covering the cleanest part of my couch. I have been thinking about, the home energy that I want to channel. And, usually my office is the dump station for everything so that the rest of the house can be clean, is to get this place where I spend most of my time out of chaos mode into at least a productive mode. I would say that trying to make it zen, it would be a little bit of a stretch, but this is a productive room. So I'm going to try to work on that. So I've been working on that, and that's kind of where we have to start, is thinking about where you want to get your space to. So I agree with that. And I think that that's a great tip to start. Should we go to number 2?
Number 2.
Number 2 is one of my favorites, is talking about decluttering. I feel like I do this every week without fail because the clutter just doesn't seem to stop. It's kind of like the whole email situation. Email keeps on coming in. You're trying to clean it out. But take some time in this busy season to just get rid of some cluttered spaces. If you're looking at, your horizontal spaces, I don't know if you guys have been feeling this, but for the month of November, my kitchen countertops had just stuff everywhere, napkins and plastic spoons from takeout and things that were just building up. And so trying to remove and clear those horizontal spaces, because that can be where clutter tends to build. Really trying to clear those things. Take some time, like even if you're super busy this holiday season, this is a perfect time of the year to be in giving mode. Is there stuff in your house that you don't need anymore? Throw it in a bag, take it to Goodwill or any sort of donation center, and get that in right before it's time to start tax season, for those write-offs, and just give yourself that opportunity to help declutter your house. And then, if you have the opportunity as well, clean up those electronic spaces too, because they can tend to get really cluttered, especially when you are super busy. So those are the things that are on my mind in terms of decluttering. How about you, Gary?
Yeah. And it's important to also, when we're talking about decluttering, we've been talking a lot about physical declutter, but how can you declutter your mind? Again, your mind is a home. And does that mean that you need to set aside space to just journal, to write things down, so that you can get it out of your head onto paper, so that you don't have to think about it as well, so that you can have the energy. And that's a great segue into our third and final tip of the week. If you want to be successful in 2022 and, prep your home for that success, do you know what your 2022 goals are? What are your intentions for how can you get ahead of the game and, again, prep that environment to be to be successful? So one of the things, and I was actually just talking about this with one of our clients, is just having, at a bare minimum, if you have themes, intentions for the year, for the quarter, how can you put it in a place where you can see it, or at least unconsciously see it as much as possible? It will give you a better chance, for success. Once you start understanding what are those, top 3 priorities, getting that figured out, then how can you set up spaces for that to happen? For me personally, working on, rest and proper sleep. So, working on setting up, the bedroom as a, calling it the sleep haven, so that, I can, drop into sleep easier and more effectively. And so I don't have to think about it. Again, the less that you have to think about stuff, the more likely you are to be successful. April, what do you got?
Yeah. And, for those of us who attended the ASC annual planning retreat this past October, it's probably going to be easy for us to take a look and see, what we kind of had slated. We also have to kind of get into this reflection mode of, how did we do on our Q4 2021 goals to get ready for Q1? And are we ready to start? I talk about this whole email cleanup was a huge thing. And I think that that's just going to be continuing into the fall, and that might change my Q1 plans just a little bit. But that's how, we're able to think about what those priorities are. But if you know what those priorities are from the get-go, then you can also set up your home to be conducive to helping you be successful in those things. So, just really think about, if you didn't attend the retreat, it's totally okay. We would love to have you consider doing that next year, so that you don't have to be thinking about it right now. But at the very bare minimum, just think about what are those top things that you want to nail down. and to get done in Q1. Ooh, there's another rhyme. And set that up. Set your home up for that. Are there things that you need to buy? Are there things that would make you more productive? Go out and get those things if they're going to help. Like, do you need a new planner to start the year? Think about all those things. So I think that's it, right, Gary?
That is it.
3 tips. Get your homes in order. My parents have this superstition of sorts that, it's like you want to have the clean house and you want to line things up and decorate it in a way to, bring in some awesome stuff in the new year. But this has been yet another Accountability Success Circle Success Quickie. We are... you can come check us out at accountabilitysuccesscircle.com. We do a lot of fun things throughout the year to not just help you accomplish your personal and professional goals, but to also help you grow and better yourself just a little bit at a time throughout that process. And so come check us out. We've got one more quickie for this year, so stay tuned for that. And then we will kick off 2022. So
excited!
I know, it's crazy. But thanks for checking us out in our quickie, whether it was live or on the replay, and we'll see you next time. It's going to be a fun one, so don't miss it.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.